gentlemen, welcome to another Musical People and Journeys special, because we have the amazing Tomi from the amazing band The Seventh Guild, live from it. I believe it's Italiano.
Yeah, it is. It is very great period. Very great days today in Italy.
It's a big day in Italy today. It's a big day. We're obviously praying very much so. Whereabouts in Italy are you?
I'm actually northwestern part of Italy, close to the French border. Only something like 40 kilometers away from, Monaco, Monte Carlo.
Right.
Yeah, I'm close to the borderline, so yeah.
And and of course, a big day with the new Pope today,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? So
I mean, I'm far from Rome actually because it's more than 600 kilometers, but actually the resonance is it's huge, and everybody in the city right now is still cheering up. We're Italians, we love to party.
we do, and the first American-born Pope as well. So it's a bit of an historic day. So not that he's lived in America for God knows how long, but
No, I don't want to do any politics speech or something, but I'm very curious on what Mr. Trump is going
me
to
too. Let's get the
or
popcorn out.
something about.
Let's see what he does in this one.
Saying something.
It probably wants.
He'll be putting an invite over soon.
I think the papal states will be the 52nd state now, 51st state now. He's going to forget about Canada, move on to the papal states, and go, well, is America in charge there? We have to make it the 51st state and offer a ridiculous amount of money for it. But there we go.
Anyway, we'll throw away that key and get on to music.
Well,
Yeah,
I just think there's a song there, really, isn't it? There is a song there. Do you know what I mean? The journey of Pope Leo. So there we are. So, how do you? I mean, if somebody is new to if somebody wants to check out the Seventh Guild, how would you describe your music? What encapsulate your vibe, your music?
Well, that's a very, very difficult question to answer because it took me almost 5 years to do it. So I just can't collect everything in a few words. But we love to say that we are this kind of operatic metal project, and we are actually not only a project. We are a true band. We've got members, and we go live. It's some kind of a bet because we have a lot of musicians involved, but we are this kind of halfway between operatic theatrical act and metal band, like standard metal bands. 3 singers, 7 musicians, and a lot of vibes.
A lot of vibes.
Yeah.
And you're obviously one of the lead singers and the composer. So where did this journey start for you then? When you first started to get into rock music, was this something that you always envisaged that you wanted to be, or were you thinking something else? I mean, how did it all start for you on this journey in terms of that musical journey?
You mean only for this kind of project or my whole career?
Well, I mean, we're all about the journey. So, but did you when you first started in music, did you think that you were going to end up doing this sort of music and this sort of album that you produced?
I don't know. I tried. I always tried to do something similar, but I didn't. I haven't dared since 5 years ago when I started this project, and it was a kind of dream coming true, and I always dreamt to go where the Seventh Guild is going, and it took me a lot to do it because it was a very difficult project to realize.
So when you say you started this project 5 years ago, did you have the core of the band together then, or was that
No? I had nothing. I was finished writing an album for my other project, my other band, Skeletoon, that is a classical power metal band, and this album is called Nemesis, and I wrote a song in Italian for this album. And I loved that song, and I dedicated this song to my daughter. And I said to myself, I need to go deeper with this, and I need to go more operatic. I need to go more deep with feelings and stuff. And this idea came up to my mind saying, hey, I need to do a project only about this. And I did, actually.
And so, how did you go about recruiting? Who was the first person you recruited then into the project?
Oh, there were the two other main singers, Giacomo Voli from Rhapsody of Fire and Ivan Giannini from Derdian. At that time, it was a singer for Vision Divine as well. And I know them personally, we're friends. I sent them some demos and I sent them an email saying, hey, I want to do this. Would you be involved? Would you like to be involved? And I was hoping for a positive answer. And they actually said immediately yes. And I started working on the other songs about that kind of vocality they have. So it was a very difficult process. And then I had to move on with the musicians because first I had to write down. I had to write every song in every part for every instrument, and then I had to collect all the musicians.
And so, did you kind of advertise for these musicians, or did you do this through word of mouth? Were you looking for a particular musician? Did you audition them? How did that process work for you?
My main task was to involve musicians that they already were friends, friends of mine, and I have my favorites obviously, and I send them demos to each one of them, starting from the guitar player that is Simone Mularoni from DGM, that is also the producer of the album, and it went in the same way. I actually did the same for everyone. Hey, do you want to be involved in this kind of project? Do you like this kind of music? And everybody received their own material by me, and then they try and write it in again with their moods. And the result was amazing. I loved it from the first time.
So you switch between English and Italian kind of songs from that perspective. How do you work that? I mean, and do you feel obviously the album's been well received, so it obviously kind of works in that way. But how do you switch in terms of that of musical writing of an album, from one into English to the other to Italian? Is that difficult or easy or?
No, it's very difficult because I mean, I'm uh, I'm uh, I'm I'm Italian, but I was born in Finland back in the days, and but I can say Italian is my mother language, my mother tongue. Um, but in Italy, we have this kind of problem. If you do not produce metal music in English, nobody's going to hear you.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
nobody's going to um, take you like in a professional way,
yeah,
and so you're kind of obliged to go and sing and write in English. But I truly believe that beyond English language is very suitable for music in general. Even Italian, if you go in metal and sometimes in metal and operatic stuff, theatrical stuff, goes very well, fits very well. So again, when I wrote that song that is called Il tramonto delle ere for Skeletoon, that is completely in Italian, whole Italian song, I said to myself, I need to do more of this kind of experiment. And I went deeper because Triumviro, by the Seventh Guild, our album, has got not only Italian song, not only English songs, but we put also a lot of sentences in Latin. So it was very very difficult. But I feel that in Italian, I feel more free to express to show my feelings. Okay, it's
yeah.
easier, obviously.
It is interesting because I normally don't. I normally I get frustrated with foreign language songs because I love the lyrics. I love to kind of hear the lyrics, and I kind of really liked your album, and I'm thinking, why didn't I love it? And I said this in a review, and it came down to the range of singing of vocabulary is quite diverse, and and the way that my head works, that high pitched kind of vocal doesn't. I struggle to tune into it. And in the lower registries, I absolutely love it, which is why by the time you get to the album, the first few tracks I didn't I liked, but I didn't love. And then you go into Italian, and that's in a lower registry kind of vocality, and I'm going like, I love this, and I loved it because I get what you're saying, because I felt, because I'm more like a lyrics and emotive and kind of getting that. And I love my power metal when it transplants that, and it does that. Even though I didn't understand the blinking word you were saying, I could feel that emotion and that passion. It really struck home. Maybe I should go and watch the opera, I think to myself sometimes, But and then by the time you get to Fairy Tale, which was the song that we all loved at the better, which is much in that, which is just a phenomenal song at the end of the album. You do, and I can see now with the three different types of singers with the different registry of vocality in there as well. So do you think it was difficult to blend all of that together, or because it sounds like to me every aspect of this album was technically very difficult for you?
Yeah, it was actually, because I had to consider not only my vocals, my range, but also when I wrote the songs and lyrics and stuff, you go deeper, trying to fit the best vowel in every word to let the music resonate better. And I did this for myself, and I had to do this for Ivan's vocals and Giacomo's vocals as well. So I had to change it a lot. I had to work on it, and it was frustrating, but I love when you said that you don't understand the lyrics in Italian, but you feel the emotions.
Oh yeah,
that's the way that I wanted to transmit. I want to express myself in that way, and so it's my best treatment here in this kind of.
Yeah, it is bad. I think there's because when I listen, because there's a lot of power metal in German. No, turn it off. I can't deal with it. My brain doesn't compute with it, and I just can't deal with it. But Italian, and obviously I love the Who, the HU, which is just phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? And you can feel the lyrics and the music that kind of work very, very well together. So, well, listen, we're a part of a show where we call it Trish Time. Okay, so if we don't let Trish have Trish Time, tell you, that'd be hell to play. There'd be no social media for this podcast.
Joking.
I'm teasing. I'm absolutely teasing. But it is Trish Time. So Trish, hit us with your questions.
Okay, so my first question is, how did you come up with the name of the band, the Seventh Guild?
It was a lot of situations melting together. The word guild, I loved it since the very first day that I heard the Winter Arts Guild from Sonata Arctica. I love Sonata Arctica bands. I love that kind of mood. I love that album. And I said to myself the first time I read the title, I need to put guild in one of my project's name. I think that this project is more than just a band. It's more than it's something like a sect. So guild fits better. And seventh is due to the fact that the Seventh Guild is my seventh professional project in music. And Triumviro, the album, is my seventh album recorded ever in a studio. So I thought it was time to celebrate the number.
I see a pattern coming here. I don't know. There's a theme, I think. But love it. Absolutely love it.
I love Easter eggs. In every album that I write, I put something like that.
I love that. How do you go about writing your songs?
Usually it starts with myself under the shower humming, like like this. And but I don't have any kind of structured program or schedule to do it. Sometimes I'm on the piano and I'm trying to play something, the music that I like. A lot of when I was writing before the process of recording of Triumviro, I was listening a lot to Queen, to Angra, to a lot of classical music, And when some melody stuck in your mind, stays in your mind, is stuck, and you try to replay it in a piano, and then you go, hey, and if I switch then, and then I go there and I try this, and that's it, and it comes up by itself. But the process is actually longer because I have to do this kind of work for every instrument, for
Yeah.
every part of every vocals. It's a lot of work, and it took me something like 2 months to write it down, to write down the whole album, and 2 years to collect all the parts from every musician and every singer.
Wow, that's a
Yeah,
lot. That is a lot, isn't it? Um, I was going to ask you, who are some of your musical influences? Obviously, if you mentioned Queen, and who
yeah,
else would you say?
yeah. They are definitely Queen, especially for this album, and Andre Matos from Angra, the gone not forgotten maestro. And I would say Rhapsody or Trade of Various, but I had some influence also from Italian classical music and Italian pop music, because again, when it's matter of ballads, I think Italian musicians are very good musicians in doing that. So I've got a lot of songs from Italian classical music that I like, and they were my one of the biggest part of my influence for this kind of album.
Um, what's the best advice that you've ever been given as a musician?
Keep going. Don't try. And I mean, to every youngster musician, if there is still there some young musician, I would say try not to do like the most of the musicians around the world, about thinking only about the earnings and money. Just do go with your guts. Do music with your hearts. Uh, just don't care. Don't pay attention to anything else, and try to communicate something. That's it. If you reach one person, it's good. Don't matter. Doesn't matter if it's more or not. Just keep going on.
Okay, and my last question, which I think you probably maybe touched on a bit there, was what do you hope people take away from your music?
The same emotions that I had when I wrote them. I mean, every song, every lyric has got a meaning for me in my music, and my biggest dream is to achieve the same emotion to the people that is listening to my music. So I'm trying to do my best. I know that I can't be liked by everybody, but I just want to many people as many people as possible to understand what I felt when I wrote it.
Would you
That's so nice.
describe the album as a concept album in any way? Because all the songs
Uh,
seem standalone.
uh, Actually, the only way that I could consider this album a concept album is about the graphics and the image we wanted for this kind of album. We had three singers. We are three Italian singers, and bands and management agreed to go and try to create this concept about the image with a comparison with the three main Italian arts, like architecture, sculpture, and painting. That's why the graphic is like that. But about music, the only concept is the melting between metal music and operatic style. Every song is a standalone in this album. But there is a song that is called La Promessa Crenesi that is completely in Italian, that is actually the sequel of the song that I wrote from Skeletoon, that is called Il Tramonto dell'Ere, the one that I mentioned before, to say everything started from that song.
And how has the album been received? Has it been a do you would you term it as a success? How do you define? Because you say Oh, so as long as I reach one person, I've done my job. But that's a lot of work to reach one person. So how do you define success for an album for you?
Nowadays, I think that an album is a success just being released. I mean, I realize that people my age, people that still do music, is my actually my age. I mean, no youngsters, as I said before. Very few young guys play music. I hope for them that they keep growing up, but I don't think it's going to happen in a certain way for the next decade. But success for me and about this album is actually already achieved. I had a possibility to let it out. I saw very good reactions all over the world. We've been asked to go live from South America, Japan, like Germany, and to me this is success. I mean, that's my feelings. Somebody else wants to go deeper in life situation. For me, that's it. Done. Accomplished.
Well, one of my dreams, you when you dream about winning the Euro Millions and what you would kind of do with it, and one of the things I would do would be put on a power metal concert, symphonic metal, power metal. You would definitely be on the bill, right? I'm telling you that now. So if I win the Euro Millions, you can expect a phone call. So if I win the Euro Millions, which is highly unlikely, but you never know. So anyway, so the big question, obviously, in next weekend is the big one. Okay, it's the Eurovision Song Contest. All right. Okay.
Yep.
Italy always do well. Maneskin. I don't know if you started to listen to Maneskin's new album. He sold out to rock. I have refused to review it because it's a pop album. So, do you watch Eurovision? And would you ever do a Maneskin and go on Eurovision if you got asked to?
I think I watched Eurovision only in 2016 when Avantasia was in it.
Oh yeah,
I think that yeah,
that was
I
really
think
good
that's
actually,
my
wasn't it?
only
Yeah.
time that I watched Eurovision. And also, it's funny because you mentioned Maneskin. Obviously, before Maneskin, Eurovision contest wasn't so popular in Italy. I mean, we've got, in my own city where I live, there is Italian music contest, and if you win that, you go to Eurovision. Okay, and so this kind of contest, this kind of challenge, this event was so far is way bigger for Italians than Eurovision contest. So nobody takes care. I mean, Italian people don't care about Eurovision. Last few years, they are realizing Eurovision contest is a pretty much popular contest and event as well. But it's just
Well,
three or
Italy wasn't in the contest for about 5 years, was they? And then they came back with Maneskin and
yeah, and
winning it,
nobody knew it.
and then
I mean,
and they've done
trust me,
well.
nobody knew it.
No,
Yeah,
nobody was
the
watching it.
people, bands that win this kind of Italian contest are considered for that. And then you say, oh yeah, they go also in Europe or something similar, something like that. Okay, and this was until Maneskin. After Maneskin, everybody in Italy understood that there is also Eurovision contest. So I would never participate to a kind of
Okay.
event like that because I don't think it's okay. Unpopular opinion. I think this kind of events or concerts or challenge or whatever, they are different for my view in music.
Oh yeah.
They are not that pure. So I
Oh
would
God, no!
not go.
The thing is, because I love Eurovision, and even though rock music is my passion, I love Eurovision not because of the music, but because of the theatre and the drama
Yeah, yeah,
and the
that's it.
costumes. And once I explain to people who don't like Eurovision, I say like, you go into Eurovision not taking it seriously. You don't take it seriously in the slightest, and you sit
Yeah.
back and you laugh your head off, and that's why I love Eurovision. Okay,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's the way to see it.
So I am absolutely curious then in terms of the album that you produced, which has been an absolutely, what I'm getting here, an absolutely passion project, a work of absolute love and dedication, and I've got to respect that. What is the track for you then? If you had to pick one track off this album, what's it going to be?
Just one?
Just the one. No, only the one. You got to pick the one.
Okay, my head would go to Glorious, but my heart goes to La Promessa Cremisi. Trust me, I'm not sure that I can pick just one. If I have to pick one, I think La Promessa Cremisi is in Italian, but yeah, maybe Glorious because it's more similar to Queen.
Wrote down Glorious.
Yeah. Rock on.
Okay,
fairy tale for me. Fairy tale for me.
Fairy tale, but it's not my song. I mean, it's a cover song, so I can't pick that one. I loved it.
Is it a fairy? Is it a cover song? I hate covers. I go Glorious.
Oh my god!
No. It's recorded. You already said that.
Yes. I did it.
It's a cover song from Andre Mazza.
Well, obviously, what you've done is you've totally changed it, so I didn't recognise it, and that's what I love about covers. I like covers of people who do something different with a song. If they just repeat it, rinse and repeat, then I hate it. But
go try and double check with the original one from Shamans, then sung by Andre Matos. But it's,
I would have known that, so there we go. So I would have heard that. I wouldn't have heard the original. So therefore, it's original to me. And I loved it.
If you go and listen to Andre Matos, you will understand that he was a very great singer and composer that loved metal music and operatic style.
So you mentioned that you've done 7 projects, 7th Guild.
Yep.
So number 8, what's the next project for you, Tommy? Are you is the 7th Guild gonna have an 8th Guild? Or are you going to do something completely different? Going to go back to your other band? What's next for you?
Triumviro Part 2, probably.
Whoa! Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Are you already working on that, or?
Yes. Almost done.
Ooh,
yeah, because
exciting.
Labels these days are very strict in schedules. So they said to me, "Hey, 2026, we need a second album like that." And I said, okay.
Oh, that's amazing. That's absolutely fantastic. And so, are you going to be looking at performing live? Do you perform live? You mentioned that the fact you've been offers for Japan and South America. Is the plan to go on the road and do some gigs? What's occurring on that one?
Yeah, we are already scheduled for some big festivals, but I don't know what we are waiting to announce them. I still wait for the phone call from Level saying, okay, you can go and advertise it. But actually, we're going to be live soon, this summer as well. And our first live was the release party we had in February here in Italy, Milan, in a small club. And it was amazing because it was the first time, I promise, it was the first time in my own career. And I'm 43, okay? And I play live since I was 16. It was my first time that at the end of the concert, seeing the reactions of the crowd, I was crying. There are videos, I was crying because people were crying. And I said, that's it, that's my band, that's my music. And I want to do that again. It's kind of, drugs to me. I'm addicted to this kind of emotion now.
Why not? I mean, I'm loving the passion that you're showing here, and I think you're absolutely right. If you have a passion and enthusiasm for something, and I was talking to somebody today about it. They were umming and ahhing about whether to do something, and I said, look, the first thing is, which is very, very evident, if you have a passion and enthusiasm for what you're about to embark on, that's half the battle. That's half the battle, because when things get tough, and they always do get tough,
they always, exactly.
It's gonna see you through, because you're gonna have a moment where you just throw things down, walk away, and not give up, but just walk away from it, and then suddenly something will pop in your head, and then you go, oh, and then back you go. Absolutely
that's
fantastic.
What exactly happened to myself. with my other project, my other band that is Skeletoon, that is 5 albums. It's got 5 albums released, and this kind of passion was still there, but problems and things got tough due to labels and schedules, and you have to do this and you have to go there and you have to be like that and you have to give this kind of image, and it was kind of how could I could I could say that like poisoned.
Yes.
Okay, and then my mind switched, and I said to myself, I need something different. I still keep this kind of project, this Skeletoon stuff, but I need to try and go different. And I said to label, I want to go this way. I need to have this name. I want to go for this kind of music. I also argue with them about the name. They didn't want me to put the number 7 inside of the name of the band. And when I said why, they said to me that uh, no band has got, I mean, no popular band has got a number in the main name. And I said, okay, who cares? And I did it by myself, no matter what. And I had my reasons, and I want to keep going like that.
No, it's obviously back to trend, that's for certain. So, well, listen, congratulations on a fabulous album, and look forward to number 2. Thank you for joining us tonight, all the way from Italy, on this momentous
Thank you, guys.
day.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having invited me.
Oh,
so it was a pleasure.
Our pleasure, our absolute pleasure. Genuinely, we don't have millions of viewers and stuff as well, because we don't pay to get promoted, but we do it. We all do it because we love rock music. I love symphonic metal. It's on the rise, and more bands are coming, and they're high quality.
Yeah, people. I mean, word needs more people like that, like you guys.
Absolutely. So we'll keep shouting them out there. Anyway, thank you very much, Tomi, for joining us tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Look forward to seeing you live if you ever come to the UK, and look forward to seeing the sequel to come out.
Yeah. I already have a name for the sequel album that is not Triumviro Part 2, but it's going to be called Polaris.
Polaris. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing that next year. So, anyway, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Keep on rocking, everybody. And if you like what you hear, please hit the like and subscribe button and tune in. And we've got lots of other interviews out there on our channel. And thank you very much to my wonderful co-host, to Trish. And good night. God bless. Keep on rocking.
Bye.
Bye.